Okay. So the question we have for you is, how can people get involved? I mean, if you had to choose between $10,000 and one missionary helping.
I'd definitely choose a missionary.
Okay.
But I've been here for 2 months, and in America. Yeah, I'm on a mission trip right now. But when I was thinking about that, when I come back to America, I am absolutely shocked at the condition of our church. And I realize that probably the reason it's so shocking to me is that I'm not seeing growth. I'm seeing decline in people's lives. And I don't want to be critical. I'm not feeling judgmental or anything. It's just that, I mean, it's obvious. When I sat in church last week, and I was sitting between two strangers. I have no idea who they were or what their background was or what the situation was or anything, but they were both playing games on their phones during church. And it was a super powerful sermon. I could feel the Holy Spirit, and I just wondered, do they know the Holy Spirit is here? Do they understand that it's being poured out? I don't know. I can't judge them, but I was just like, these things didn't happen 10 years ago when I left America. At least I never saw it. And so I was thinking, when I was here, I didn't really engage in the mission of the church like I should have. But while I've been over there, I've had two wonderful examples of what can be done. If you're younger or if you're middle-aged, you can go. I mean, that's a given. God says go, just go. You don't have to worry about anything, just go. But if you're in a situation where you cannot go, there are things that you can do. One of my dearest friends, she's older, and as often as she is able to, she writes encouraging letters to us, and she prays for us every day. She's going to be here today, so if you want to know how to do a ministry like that, I'll put you in touch with her. She is, they give every penny they can. They don't have a lot, but they give every penny they can to help all the missionaries, but they pray. And sometimes I write to her and I say, I can't give you all the specifics, but pray for our marriage, or pray for this child, or pray for this, or pray for that. And I thought, what an incredible thing it would be if each one of the missionaries had people, not just one, but a group of people who were dedicated to not only praying, because I know a lot of people pray, but being a part of the ministry, of the team, not just praying for missionaries around the world. That's what we normally do, right? But if you were to choose a missionary, sign up for the job, and dedicate yourself to praying for them every day, and not only that, but communicating with them. Being so well acquainted that you knew exactly what to pray for. I just think that would be powerful. That would be powerful. I was listening to Jessica the other day and her struggles that she's had, and each one of us feels completely alone. I go to town once a week to get my emails and to update my website and send out my newsletter. And often I will get one letter, sometimes 0. And it's true. I've been over there 10 years, almost 10 years. And so people forget, it's fine. And God is there. He's there for us. But just having those two people in my life that I know I can say, hey, I need help. I'm in a crisis. And they always pray. Not only that, but sometimes they give of themselves. They give of their luxuries. They give of their money. But there's one other family that not only prays for us and writes to us asking millions of questions. They're interested. They want to know everything that's going on. But they also live like poor people when they are not. And where does their money go? It goes to the mission fields. It goes to help people. It goes to clothe us. Everything. We would look like a bunch of moldy, ragged people if these people were not helping us. And I mean, can you imagine how quickly the work could be done if people showed that kind of dedication? More than just one family. I mean, what if you worked really hard every day and gave all of your excess to finish the work, to support the people who are going? Like Miranda. I mean, these young people need our support. They need to not only know that you pray for them and know that people are interested in them, but they need the finances to do what God has asked them to do. Those of us who are older over there, we're mostly there in a support role. You know, we're there for them. We're there for our Bible workers and for well, I mean, we do our homework too, but they're the ones who can learn the language. We try. We're unsuccessful most of the time. but and that's also needed. We need older families over there that can be a support and a help to the people, especially the young people who are really working hard. So those are my ideas. If you want to sign up, yeah, let us know. Let them know.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all. Because we're out of time.
Okay.
So, yeah, no problem. I do want to make a shout out to the missionaries that cannot be here. We have several. And this is a quote from William Carey, who's a missionary to India. You know, he was in India for 6 years before he got his first baptism. He's considered the father of modern missions. So I want to open my map right now. And you're familiar with this. This is an amazing tool that you can search through the world and become a virtual missionary. Put that up. Okay, so this is Asia. Not too many Americans. Sorry? It's not there. Okay, let me turn on mirroring. Not too many Americans are trained or are educated into the history or even the geography of Asia. Asia is kind of an unknown. A lot of times when we talk about world population, we think, and we talk about missions, they think, well, missions, South America, Africa, and Asia. But Asia consists of over 57% of the world's population. So over half the world lives in Asia. 90% of all the world's unreached people groups live in Asia. And so that's why we have chosen to be Jesus for Asia. And some people say, well, you're Asia now, someday you'll upgrade. And we're like, I think over half the world's enough for us, you know, especially when the majority of the unreached are in Asia. Unfortunately, the least amount of resources goes to evangelize the people in Asia. In fact, the statistic is that there are 25 times more missionaries per capita in South America than there are in Asia. So there's a big disparity. In fact, up to 96% of all Christian giving worldwide goes to minister to those that speak English. Let that sink in. So our goal is not to shut down the church in North America and transfer it to Asia. It's to export what we're doing here into places where there is no light. That's all darkness. So expand. And in expansion, we get growth, which is a good thing. I know that missionaries are kind of hard to deal with sometimes because they always kind of provoke us and make us feel a little uncomfortable. But that also is biblical. Forsake not this gathering of yourselves together, but to provoke one another unto love. Good works. Love. Good works has kind of gotten a bad rap. Yeah. But good works are good. When my wife makes me lunch, I consider that a good work. I like that. I like doing good works for her because then she smiles, and I like that too. So, okay. So we have these guys came from, most of our missionaries are in Thailand. And Thailand is a beautiful country. A lot of people retire into Thailand. You can live in Thailand for about a third of what it costs to live here in America. Beautiful country, safe. They got an excellent healthcare system. A lot of people fly to Thailand to get hip replacements, open heart surgery, stuff like that, at about a quarter of the price that you can pay here. Yes, ma'am.
That's for the foreigners. That's not
I'm talking to foreigners. She says that's for the foreigners, not for the locals. The locals, the health system has a little bit to be desired, not as bad as some places. But we went to a foreign hospital. My son got dehydrated, went to a foreigner's hospital, a hospital for foreigners. He was in ER for 4 hours. He got IV, he got meds. 2 different doctors looked at him. Some pretty nurses were hovering around. And the total cost with medicine included was $80. Yeah, that's the expensive hospital. Okay, so they're up in this area. Okay, and then that's along the border. Up here is where Daniel Bear and his family are living. And also the Atwells are working down here in Bangkok. Bangkok is a small city of about 13 million. And I think it changes overnight. It goes from like 8 to 13 in the day everybody comes in to work. The Bowders, okay, the Bowder Project, they live up here, and they have adopted some children from the slums and from broken homes, and they're sponsoring them into the school, having a school up there. So that is a really cool project. And then we also have some missionaries down here in Indonesia. There's a missionary couple that started with FaithCamp in 2011. They are Indonesian. They used to be millionaires, but now they're happy. They're not rich anymore. They sometimes have to struggle to figure out how to feed their dogs, but they're happy, and they know who God is. So that is an amazing miracle story. And we also have
They've come and spoken at faith camps in the past.
Yes.
Ramon and Sandy.
And then we have another missionary family here in the Philippines, and we'll hear from them. They've got a little video that I just received last night, and they're down here in Mindanao. Now, I also want to put a shout out to our local missionaries. So we have missionaries that are foreign, that are cross-cultural, coming from one country into another. We also have missionaries that were born in their countries. We have about, Jesus for Asia has 268, 273 now, Bible workers in India. We work very closely with the Southern Asia Division in training them and hiring them and managing them. And they're throughout India. We have some over here in Andaman Islands, up here in Manipur, Mizoram. We just now got some in Arunachal Pradesh, which like 80% of that state is in controversy with China, is exactly where the border is. And we're trying, and Mumbai, and we're trying to expand. There's so many more opportunities. So remember your local missionary. They don't need a plane ticket. They don't need to learn the language. They don't need to learn how to live with a dirt floor. They're already there. And for $90 a month, you can sponsor your own local missionary. So while you're sleeping, you can have a full-time Bible worker knocking on doors, praying. Amazing workers, amazing workers. Yeah,